With this new form I've gained, I finally gained the confidence needed to close the chapter on this book.
You got it, Blade! Go get that redemption arc!
Everyone listening, I have a message for someone! Sumuri! I'm sorry for undercooking that chicken and giving you the runs! I've learned from my mistake and offer to make you salad instead.
Toss that salad! That's not working, Blade! Quick! Aggressively chug this water!
Damn it. Want to talk about it? Well, as long as you aren't dealing cheap shots this time, I'd like to go ahead and resume my reviews. Well, we're back for another episode of Geats, where the circumstances from last week feel a little less weighted by the offset of things, and Kawa continues to go snap, crackle, pop in the head. It's time for this week's Geats. We start things off with Ace informing Neon that her moving buddy is now all bark and no bite, while Buffa reflects on the fact that he killed someone, which is funny that it hits him now, after being Betterba's lapdog throughout the whole Heaven and Hell game, but let's forget that happened. At the same time, Kawa goes through the start of his villain arc. All this while Mr. Punchable Face Daichi himself lets the citizens know about these brand new Jamatos and handing out free samples, with overt focus on this one guy who I know from Ultraman Geed. This is when Ace shows up with... Wait a second. Didn't last week Kawa asked Sumidi for any additional buckles just to help him save Sarah? You mean to tell me that they had Magnum this whole time and they held back on this man? Either way, Geats uses up Magnum as opposed to Geats 9 because they gotta strike before the clearance sales. And wipes out those stage 1s until Cameo appears and gets turned into stage 2. But, they don't wanna kill anyone without finding out a way to change the outcome, so let's leave him be. Neon's been witness to all of these events, but can't do shit because she can't become a writer. And although Ace got these brand new abilities, he doesn't know how to use them all yet. But he had time to make Magnum and not tell Kawa. Win tells Ace and Sumidi about Sueru's intentions. But, of course, Sumidi is forced to choose between which side she wants to go on, and of course, she doesn't want to be statuified. This, while Kawa gets a pep talk about world peace from Kikeda, who's just here to stoke the flames of character growth. Someone forget to tell Ozma about the plan to not kill Jamatos? Because he's out here putting in work. Killing old buddy from Geed. All while being haunted by the ghost of sisters past. With old lady Betterba stoking the flames of his character This Pair. All this while has visiting hours. Neon wants to know if he's still got connections even though he's in prison to somehow make her a writer. But Time Daddy is practically useless now. He can't do anything from prison. Neon really thought that he had connections like that in there. It's a waste of a scene. We now join Ace dressing up Sumudi for the sake of blending in. Well, that's also a wasted scene. So now Jito is in the picture. He's got no belt, but he's got a stick instead. Hold up there. I may have been rejected, but that doesn't mean my job is over. Because Bare Knuckle Brawling is back on the menu this afternoon, taking the aggression straight to Ace.
That's right, Blade. Jito means business this week, showing Ace who's top dog.
That is until we get Win for the win, tagging in with Ace and giving Jito the 2-for-1.
Now either that stick is weak or Win's used to getting hit, because he looks fine after that beating.
Well, that's when the kicks come in. And Kawa too, snatching up Sumidi and getting out of there. Get out of
Get
here!
out!
Look, y'all, I just wanted to check out this new set. Can you believe this guy? I'll need y'all. Gino alludes that the world, even with Ace's abilities, aren't his for the remaking. And all it takes is a strong enough desire from someone else to completely overtake it. So cue desperate Keiwa, needing his fix and getting Sumiri to give him the boost he needs. Daichi, on the other hand, has been growing up a delicious tree of knowledge with the help of Azuma and his Jamato takedowns. The bare knuckle beatdowns aren't over yet, with Keiwa getting the crazies over to Azuma.
But that's not all Keiwa's dealing. He's got a brand new buckle.
Fresh out the P Bandai store comes the Button Sword.
I think that says Bujin Sword.
You sure? Because I know where he's sticking that sword. Hitting Gazuba mid-transformation. Tycoon knows no chill anymore.
Now, if only Azuma still had those rider hack abilities that he wished for and somehow they became undone, unlike all other previous wishes.
We don't talk about that.
You're right!
It's completely a one-sided matchup, with Tycoon pulling out the Blood Moon Flash, followed by Street Fighter 4 Filters. Ending things off with Deep Penetration.
Buff was fine in that preview, though.
Oh, well, then, whatever. Back to you! With this episode of Geats, we get the proper debut of Tycoon's brand new form with Bujin Sword Tycoon. So with that, let's talk forms. This form uses a repainted head and chest of Twin Command, the legs of Ninja, and the arms of Shinobi. I think the only thing that's new is the shoulders. They went full kit bash with this thing, which makes me think that this was indeed a last minute addition. Add to the fact that the buckle for this form is also a P Bandai item? Yeah. I do like the paint job though. It does make it a little bit more seamlessly integrated. I just don't like the cape. Buckle's nice though. Rating time! This episode made the ending of last week's episode completely unnecessary, and the preview for the form in the episode before that one also a waste. This episode retroactively makes the previous episode worse while fundamentally having moments that make it seem like a slight waste of time. The bare knuckle brawls were the saving grace once again this week. Otherwise, this episode is getting the buffa beat. 2 episodes ago, they teased this form in the preview. Last week, we got it shown at the end of the episode, only to find out that this wasn't even a thing until the end of this week's episode. It took Keiwa to force Sumiri to make his wish in order to finally get it. Then what was all that foreshadowing last week? And even then, why not just use Sumiri to at least try to bring Sarah back to life like she did with Ace? He could have been holding her hair clip that they spent so much time doing symbolism for last week just to at least give us that satisfaction as an audience of her attempting to try and do something and then just go like, I can't do it. We didn't even get that. Now you add in that Jito seems to be insinuating that anyone else with a strong enough desire can overtake Ace's new world, meaning that Keiwa in his current state of mind can be one, Daichi with his mental feasting being the other. They really go out of their way to make Keiwa just seem like he snapped to the point of making him a villain or an anti-hero. They robbed this man of so many moments to make this seem like natural progression by giving him consistent stopgaps in his character development, which is why this just doesn't seem or feel properly earned. Though him going crazy on Sumiri had me feeling that he did something to her since we didn't see her during the fight, or at least right after. And in the episode preview, yeah, he's got her all tied up. Now add on to that last week, Keiwa was legit asking for any extra buckles to try to get his sister back, only to get denied. And then to find out this week that Ace had Magnum just laying around. And also next week, Buff is using Twin Command. The inconsistencies. Like, we're near the endgame, and I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to pull here. Is Jito implying that as long as there is a shred of BGP influence in the world, that it's susceptible to any strong enough desire? Thus, the only way to really right the world is for all traces of the BGP and their kind to be gone. Then there's Daichi, making a doomsday cult with him and his tree of knowledge to bear fruit, so he can, gain the knowledge to overthrow God? I really feel like they're attempting to make an Adam and Eve allegory here with Daichi being the snake. So how far into the symbolism can we go from here? Oh yeah, once again, time wasters for this week. Neon talking to her dad. Feels like nothing really came from this. And Ace dressing up Sumuri. Nothing was gained from this either. These just felt like scenes that happened and would have been fine if they were cut. So, what did you think about this week's Geats? Azuma willingly killing those Jamatos, Keiwa going psycho, and Neon. How's she gonna rejoin? Anyway, that's it for me. Count down those weeks until the last Geats, and I will see you all next time. Bye.